Hi, I'm Sophie, and welcome to my world. Last year, I was at the Maker Faire. This would be Maker Faire 2015, and there was this amazing guy there. His name was Peter Gardner, and he had created this amazing little craft. It was called a Glovetopus. And so this is the little Glovetopus that I made, and I just fell in love with these, and they're really simple, and they're the most amazing little creation you ever did see. If you're interested in making your own Glovetopus, what you should do is go to glovetopus.com, glovetopus.com. We'll have a link down below, and check out what Peter Gardner has come up with. It's amazing. Well, Peter Gardner inspired me to come up with my own glove creation, and I thought, wouldn't it be fun to take that idea and make it into something else? What about a turtle? And so I've come up with my own little glove turtle. And actually, the way he comes together, he's got these two little fingers down here, so you can slip him onto your hand, and he can actually be a puppet as well. And you can make him go doo 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 doo. You can do a little kick line show. And then the other thing that's kind of cute about him is you can tuck him if he gets nervous. You can tuck his little body parts in if he's really scared. And then you can pop his little head back out. Boink. So there's lots and lots of fun things that you can do with this little guy, and he's really creative. And I put these buttons on the back, but you don't have to put buttons on the back. You could actually take this basic shape and give it dog ears or anything else that you wanted to do. But basically, it's a little glove critter, and it was all inspired by Peter Gardner's Glovetopus, which I think is so cute. Okay, so let's make our own glove critter right now. So for this, if you want to add buttons on the back, you are going to need some buttons. Also, you're going to need some buttons for the eyes, unless you want to use googly eyes, which you're more than welcome to do. The main thing that you're going to need, the main supply, is a pair of gloves. Now, I'm a little bummed because the gloves that I was able to buy are black and green, and I mean, which is good for a turtle, but I really love the bright colors, and these were a pair of gloves that I had just sitting in the bottom of a drawer. Now, the thing about this is you want these kind of stretchy gloves. You know, you want the ones that have a little give to them. What you don't want, you can use wool gloves. What you don't want are those fabric sewn gloves. They're not going to work as well. You want something that has stretch and give to it. I'm going to be using actually a tapestry needle. And a tapestry needle is a needle that's a little bit fatter, and it doesn't have such a big sharp point. So this actually is a great project for younger hands to learn the technique of sewing because, one, it's very easy to go through this wool fabric, and two, it's also very, very big so that you can really make a nice big stitch, and it's easy to kind of see where you're stitching. I'm also going to be using a heavier thread. You could use, there's all kinds of different threads out on the market, but you could use a thinner thread, but this is a much heavier thread, and it's got a lot of strength to it, but it's also got a lot of thickness to it, and that's great for a tapestry needle. Now, I also will be using a smaller, because I'm going to put these on for the eyes, a smaller button, and for that I'm going to be also needing a smaller needle. So if you want to put buttons on and they have small holes, make sure you have a small needle, because unfortunately the milliner's needles are very big and you probably won't be able, it'll get stuck like that. You won't be able to get it over the end. You need scissors, of course. And let's get started. So the first thing you would do is open up your gloves, and these gloves actually come in two pieces here, and you're going to need a pair of gloves, not one. You're going to need a pair. So you just open up, and in this case I would take these apart, and these I can save and make something else out of later. I'm going to be using some polyfill stuffing. Here's the thing about the polyfill. You can get this at any of your crafting stores, like Michael's and those places, and Joann's Fabrics. Fabric stores are probably your best bet. But you could also use cotton balls. So if you don't have polyfill, you can just use a bag of cotton balls, and you're totally fine. So here we go. We got our glove. And the first thing I'm going to do is thread my needle so it's ready to go. One of the things that I learned about threading needles and thread in general, the more thread you have, the easier it's going to get tangled. So I'm going to start out with about 36 inches here. I'm going to put it through the needle eye, pull it down so that the ends meet, and I'm going to tie these two ends off. So I end up with a big loop, which means I have double thread, which means it'll be doubly strong. It also means it goes doubly fast, but that's okay. You can keep threading and make as many needle fulls as you need to get your glove sewn. I'm going to get rid of the little extra there because I don't need it. And I'm going to set this off to the side so that it is ready when I am. First thing I'm going to do is take some of this polyfill, and I'm going to be stuffing 3 fingers and the body. So here's what's going on. These 2 in the middle here, I do not need. These are going to be this is going to be my head, this is going to be a leg, and this is going to be a leg. So all I need is the pointer and the pinky and the thumb. Now, when I do my head for my turtle, I'm going to stuff this more than when I do my tail, because my tail I just want to be a little hang down. You don't even really need to stuff the tail, but you definitely need to stuff the head. So what you do is you just take your stuffing and kind of push it in there. Now, if you want to, you can use a pen or a marker or something like that to get it down, really down in the end there. The other thing too is if you don't sew, if sewing is just beyond you, you could always hot glue, but you have to be very careful when you hot glue because this is fabric, and fabric and hot glue, although they're buddies, it's very easy to burn yourself. Okay, now I'm going to go through here and get my pointer finger. So push it into the pointer finger and pushing it all the way down. Now this is where you might want to use that pen to make sure you get it down into the end there. And if you're wondering why my gloves have these little, some have black and some don't, I think that's because this is a texting glove, so that you could text while wearing your gloves. So my turtle's going to have some funny feet, but that's okay. Like I said, I really wish I could have found colorful gloves, but I guess everybody bought all the colorful ones. Okay, so I've stuffed that full, and now all I need to do is the pinky. Pinky is sometimes the hardest because it's just hard to get that stuffing down in there, but just get it in. And you know, these gloves take a lot of stretch, so don't be shy. Just push it in, stuff it in there. And don't get worried about those 2 that are hanging down in the middle there because those are going to disappear. Okay. So there we go. I think I've got that pinky stuffed as much as it'll go. Now, when you stuff this part here, the body of the glove, you don't have to overstuff. This doesn't have to be too tight. Just stuff it so it looks about like that. So there you go. This is going to be the head. Those are the legs. And we're going to get rid of those middle part there.